The period under review was certainly a tough one for the economy and in turn for the banks. What sort of support did you have to give to your customers, especially those who had loan arrangements with you?
Yeah, I think, good afternoon. I think we've done a lot to help our clients. On the retail bank side, we've given payment reliefs of around about 7.5 billion. And then on mercantile, for our small, medium-sized businesses, we gave relief of about 4.2 billion. So we were actively involved in providing relief. And so far, it's looking quite positive, the payback of these relief measurements.
So what sort of COVID-related impairment provisions have you had to make in the period, if any?
Yeah, we had to look at, if you look at IFRS 9, we need to do our provisions up front. So you need to look at the economy and take a view on it. We've up front provided on the retail side for 4.2 billion. And then on the mercantile side, the business banking side, 190 million.
So I see in the period under review, you saw a substantial uptick in digital clientele. Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I think for us, that's very positive. If you look at our client base now, we've got 7.2 million clients that is making use of either our app or USSD. And if I look at the number of transactions that's performed year on year, there's a 52% growth. So that shows you very nice switch from branch transactions to digital. For us, that's very encouraging.
So I know that you're likely to say that you approach your clients on a case-by-case basis, but how are you going to balance the need to get more credit loan business while also ensuring that you mitigate against offering loans to the wrong candidates?
Well, I think, for us, is you look at your credit policy and you firstly look at the economy and then the impact on the different industries and then the impact on the different companies. And then only do you look at your clients, and then you look at also on their behavioral models, how do they behave, how do they transact, etc. And all of that is in our scorecards. So I think when we cut back on credit in April, now it was actually in March, we've opened up again because we've seen certain industries that's performing better and others that's performing worse. So it's a constant evaluation and it's adjustments that we need to make basically on a daily basis if need be.
Yeah. So as the economy has more or less opened up to around, let's say, 90%, is the pandemic experience likely to change the way that Capitec does business? In other words, is your strategy likely to change going forward?
Yeah, I think the strategy will change for sure. If I look at e-commerce or digital payments, for sure that's going to be a massive focus for us going forward. And then even on the credit side, the ability for a client to take credit when he's at home, that he doesn't need to go to a branch. So it's these type of things that is going to change. And we're also looking at adding more products to our product range.
And just in terms of your outlook going forward, Mr. Fourie, of course, these are very uncertain times and people are quite reluctant to try and make a call on the future. But what is the outlook?
Well, I think in the short term, the bank has done better than our expectations. So we're quite pleased, especially if you look at till May, we actually made a loss of 400 million and then we made a profit of over 1 billion in the last 3 months. So I think in the short term, our view is we're going to do better than expectations. And the short term is basically this year. But then the $1 million question is actually what's going to happen with the economy for the next 3 to 4 years. And I think if we look at the current situation, for sure, we're going to be under tremendous pressure. I'm talking South Africa in totality. And I think that's where government and private sector has got a big role to play.
Yeah, indeed. Well, we're going to leave it there, Mr. Fourie. Thank you very much for talking to us and giving us an update on your results. That was Gerrie Fourie. He's the CEO at Capitec.